think many of us suffer from this problem of having the shiny object syndrome, where you just want to buy everything and you start buying small things here and there, and it quickly adds up. So I've had this problem my whole life where I get really excited about something like a new hobby, or just in general, I get excited about random stuff. Recently, it's been with game development. I bought so many assets, but I also replaced my computers. That was a significant chunk because I bought a gaming laptop that I could use for game development. I don't think most of the, or I don't think all the assets will be a waste. I did anticipate that a big percentage of them, at least 70 to 90 to maybe 80% in the middle, would be not used, but I was getting them during sales, so it wasn't completely full price assets, but still, sales usually are designed to captivate you and make you spend more than you would have. But now I kind of set up this new system to try to help me use the negative for a positive, where I will pay myself about maybe say $5 or whatever amount per hour, so I can put it in a fund, which also has a limit, and I'll use that fund to buy whatever I want, whether it's an asset or something else that's not really like a core living expense. And so I think that's working pretty well. I did recently have to, or not have to, but I did go over it. I still have, a return period where I could return the software that I bought. But I am thinking that I've been buying a lot of assets, which is great because I do think they're really useful. Some of them, a lot of them are not, but it's kind of difficult to return some of them once you've already downloaded them, which is a big downside of digital assets. But on the plus side, I feel like I'm kind of learning that some of the software that I have bought in the past, even not now, but years before, is pretty useful. And I kind of want to make more of my own stuff here and there. Just keep learning how to make more and more of my own assets so I don't have to buy more assets because I want to keep developing games for longer, right? So ideally, I could just develop my own stuff or be better at modifying existing assets. It's also a big plus. So you can customize and make it more of your own. And so I'm thinking of buying Substance Painter because I do have an old version of it that I want to upgrade. And I think that might be better for my workflow for this type of stuff that I'm doing. But the new version I know releases around, March or April or whatever the dates are when they come up with the new version. So I want to wait. I already do own a lot of software which I can use. Um, but software can be quite expensive, as well as assets, of course. They can also be expensive. So it adds up quickly, and it's a big chunk of my budget already. So I want to, rein it in, but at the same time, not completely stop because I do think assets can speed up the workflow. So it's a hard balancing act that I'm trying to work through. I wish I was just making my own stuff, everything from scratch, but I know that's probably not realistic for me, and it gets out of hand though. Like assets look so cool, and sometimes they just won't work for you, right? Because either they're poorly optimized or not gonna fit in with the rest of your assets. But sometimes I'm surprised how well they do work together, at least for my taste. I know some people are more picky and they can really see how easily some disjointed assets can stand out. But I kind of like that. I'm a little bit weird where I like disjointed stuff and I like weird things. So for me, it might be okay, but for other people, I think it might be too grueling or yeah, two different clashing styles. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking about. I kind of am also thinking that I want to go even lower in my expenses so I could have a longer runway and spend more time on my games because I'm thinking of developing one game in particular, this more of an Aztec themed game, which I think I'm pretty excited about, but it can take so much time to make that game. And that one, I do think buying assets would be really helpful, even though I'm trying not to do that now, so I can learn how to make a lot of stuff on my own. That's why I bought some software so I could make more stuff on my own. And I own quite a bit of software already, and some of it, unfortunately, I won't be able to use because it's really quite outdated now. But I spent thousands of dollars in software in the past, mostly to kind of work on like concept art and that type of stuff, which I never really got good at. But so always interested in that stuff. And the software that I did buy, I probably won't even use some of it. Like probably use Blender for part of it. Like I had a Cinema 4D license with a bunch of the plugins that it comes with it, which are all really expensive, right? So it was thousands of dollars of purchases. I also own ZBrush, which I want to get better at. Like I said, I own Substance, I own Marvelous Designer, and many others that I have acquired over the years. I wish I had acquired them now because, they're now quite a few years old, some of them. But I mean, I own 3D Code and all kinds of cool stuff that I don't even know how to use. But when I start to learn how to use them, I'm learning how to use Blender and ZBrush and all these software to get, my stuff self-made. So yeah, I'm just rambling now, but I guess the point is, I know the shiny syndrome. It's not just with assets it can that you purchase. It can be with like, oh, I want to try this engine, I want to try this programming language or whatever it is. Always constantly trying things out, and I think my mind can do that often. So I'm always surprised when one thing manages to capture my attention. But I kind of know that I will always gravitates towards expanding again and being distracted. So I gotta be very careful and put systems in place, hopefully to kind of contain the little monster as much as possible. So if you're interested, you can check out some of my stuff. The links like dreamdimension.net or aztechheart.com is my current game, or Cloud Chaser on Steam. That's my other game that I'm developing. I might, do that one slower than I thought, just because I have so many projects that I want to kind of get going. I'm even thinking of doing like small little quick 3 day to 7 day projects as well in between, so I don't get burnt out on one big project.